Work means that I'm ignoring my kids, I'm ignoring my family, I'm ignoring my duties as a human. It's a stupid pattern. It's a lie.
My intuition is so good that it will block if I need to protect myself, I will know how and when to do it, but I don't have to live in the fear energy of blocking it before, but then I'm not receiving.
But the more you resist, like, oh, I can't, you can't. Well, how can you let go of something you love? It's very, very hard.
And I don't want to do that to myself anymore. I'm sick of being so cruel to myself.
If you have an attachment to guilt about it, for some reason, we do more what we're guilty about.
Get into the core of
Hmm.
what's going on.
So it looks like it's a white bone, like the kind of bone. So what they're showing me is, like it looks like this in a way. I don't know if you can see.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, and it's small enough, and it looks like, how some of the Africans have the bone thing sometimes here in the cartoons or whatever we've watched.
Hmm.
It's that kind of bone. So I'm seeing a thought that's with an emotion, so it has nothing to do with the emotion, and the bone is stuck with that act.
Mm.
Okay, but it's a bone. I want to understand why they're showing me a bone.
And that's this congestion thing that I keep doing in my throat.
Yeah, this
It's like
this
lump
this
in my throat.
happens due to that certain thought or belief. Okay, is it thought or belief? It's a thought. It used to be a belief, but because you've shifted, so it's more of a thought, but the belief doesn't really exist. It just looks like it's, when something starts to fade, so it has no real truth to it anymore. So it's
Mm.
mainly a thought. That's why they keep saying it's thought. And there's a belief there, but the belief is diluted. But when that thought comes, now it's a pattern. It's just a natural pattern. It's what the body knows. Oh, the bone. So it's a memory now.
Mm.
So it's more of a memory because you have released enough about it where the beliefs are not really there anymore. So it's a memory, like muscle memory, it's a memory. That's it. It's a memory in your body. When I think this thought, my body has to react this way. Okay. You don't believe that thought to be true though. Okay. So thought, not true. No belief. Okay, I have to write this down for some reason. Belief equals just linked thought pattern. Yes, fear of speaking. So you don't have a fear of speaking. That's that was ancestral, as we talked about before. So I'm seeing your mom a lot more than your dad. Mom. So it's ancestral, fear of speaking, but it doesn't belong to you anymore. It's like you've worked it out. Like somehow it's gone. So the fear of speaking is just a thought. It's connected to nothing. A thought that the body is still connected to. And that's okay because it takes the body longer because we're in the 3D. So it takes the body a lot longer to let go of an old pattern to reform a new pattern. So it feels like we need to give you a new pattern. There we go. Look at that. So what was the thought there?
Oh shoot.
Perfect. It
um
was all perfect timing. What's the thought there?
uh I think I'm just like thinking about a lot of just like, yes, I've been breaking so many patterns. The voice thing, I was afraid to use my voice and I didn't, but now I'm like, nope. And I'm very clear that I can let anybody and everybody go at any moment if they don't allow me to have my voice how I speak. Like that is my boundary. I have no patience anymore for anyone trying to shut my voice up. If I want to linger how I talk, if I need to squirrel, if I want to do whatever, I need to be very clear that I'm not going to try to talk like my partner, my kids, my friends. It's like take it or leave it. This is me. I'm happy to be mindful and respectful of other people and like like my husband has a lower energy than I do. I have a higher energy. So there's times where like in the morning when he's not logged in and awake before his coffee, it's overwhelming for him. It's too much if it's like I'm super high energy. And that makes sense. I wake up with naturally high energy, but at night I'm more tired. So it's like I can still be respectful of other people and work with what they need, but paying attention to my body of like, no, now you're trying to tell me to be like you. And I'm not like, either we don't work together in this way or we do, but just being clear that this is how I am without trying to jump through everyone else's hoops. So that feels really good. Yeah. So my mind is kind of processing everything.
Okay. What was the thought there? Okay, I want to track this. For some odd reason, this is the main thing for this moment. Okay.
I do want to. I feel like I'm ready to release it. I know this has been lingering a long time. Like I want to figure out what I need to do to like let this go energetically, to pull it out, release it. Right, doesn't have to keep carrying it and affecting my life.
Yeah, but it's guiding us right now to a certain thought pattern. Right now, it's doing a great job at like, right? So when you said all this stuff about, well, I find my voice, I speak, I don't go, da, 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 when you said that, nothing. You didn't go, nothing happened at all, right? There was a power within you. So this didn't have to happen when you're in your power. Okay, when you're speaking like, I care for me, I love me, I do me. So what thought entered for the thing to come? We're gonna just track it.
Okay.
Just try to see it if you can. It's like
Yeah,
somewhere here.
I don't know if it's like I start to be like, okay, yes, like feeling this power, like, but then I go back into a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of fear or a little bit maybe second guessing if
Great.
if I can really do that. Can I really follow through with that? Do I mean it? Am I really willing to do this? So maybe there's a little bit of hesitation of like, this is what I want. Okay, but am I really? Will I really actually do it when it comes to the people the closest to me that I don't really want to, but I do, but I don't.
Oh my God, I'm
Well,
getting goosebumps everywhere. Self-doubt.
yeah, that would make sense. That sounds fitting. Yeah.
Okay. So when you are in doubt of self, something happens here. And it makes sense that it happens in the mornings because in the mornings is when you just explained it so beautifully. When your husband is in a space of no communication and you're in a space of, I woke up to a beautiful new day, right? And he's like, I
Yeah.
woke up to a shitty new day, right? So, of course, in the morning, because that's where you have to, you're doubting yourself, like, okay, so he's doing that, I'm doing this. What's the middle ground? I don't want to shut myself, but should I shut myself? Should I? Like, there's a whole, you're doubting who you need to be in that presence in that moment.
Mm.
Okay. Is it making a bit of sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay, so because I remember you say that it happens more often in the mornings when you first wake up, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, thank you, throat, and thank you, voice, for being there to show us. Um, it's like I want to cry now. When I want to cry, there's someone dead around, usually someone who passed that is sending a message. But let's see. Okay, we'll see whenever the person wants to talk. I just know they're there. So basically, it's like, thank you for your throat, that it's actually, uh, it refuses to leave until you see, you know, refuses to leave until you see. Like, no, still not. Yeah, you got the idea of it. You're breaking those beliefs. Those beliefs are not there, but there's a fear. So now there are no beliefs anymore. You don't believe that a woman needs to be shut down. There's no belief of, oh, I have to walk on eggshells around anyone. These beliefs are like broken and are like transparency. However, there's a fear, right? Because you've left one world and you're stepping into the next one,
Yes.
right? So you're in like this empty space of, well, then what kind of personality and identity do I embody now? You got to embody something, you want that bridge, that safe bridge to take you from, okay, I'm my own person. I have no patience anymore, for anyone telling me when to speak, when not to speak, how to speak, who I need to be, because this is who I am. right? You broke free of this. Now you're on the bridge heading here, but in between you're like, but I want to wear something. I want to give me give me a structure. Give me the points. Like, who do I become? How do I act? When do I speak? You know, how do I use the information I know that I need to prioritize other people,
Yeah, it's a
right?
lot. It's a lot to
So it's a lot.
process.
It's a bit freaky for you, but you're doing it anyway. So self-doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're really sick of the past. Okay, so you talk. What's going on, Mel? Like, I know what's going on, but I want you to tell me here so I can hear
Okay.
it.
Okay. Uh, trying to get, yeah, I just truly just want to let go of anything and everything that doesn't serve me, any fears that I have, including this of just really feeling like I can completely be me, express myself, be me, explore me, figure out me without the rules, the box, the religion, the patriarchy, the authorities, the just everything that I grew up with and it's surrounding me. I want to just be free. I keep saying I just want to feel free to just be me and just love it. My silly, goofy, playful self, my fun, my one that I adore my kids, that I enjoy this window of wanting to be with them without wanting to be on my screens. And like when they come home from school, like do my work in the day. And then when they're home, like enjoy, like let them be my teachers, which they are, and like play with them and have fun with them and be silly and like let my natural, fun, innocent little inner child out and play. And like I say some of the stuff I want to do it, but when it comes down to it, I'm like, nah, I'd rather just be on my phone. I'd rather be working. I do love working. I love this creating. I also want to make space for my kids are only going to be 9 one time, you know, they're only going to be 10 one time. Like these windows, I really want to show up and like love like motherhood and like what I get out of it. And I just want to feel that and embrace it without letting all that other energy go that doesn't serve me. That's, yeah, I don't know. So I want to let all fears go, anything that's holding me back from me just truly feeling just pure love and just embodying love and not taking on other people's stuff. That's something I want to let go, is like I am so sensitive that it instantly sometimes it's hard to know what's mine and what's others. I really want to just not, if someone's in a funk and I said something and then they went in a funk, I want to just let them be in that funk without me feeling like I'm to blame. I carry a lot of just instant, like I feel just like, oh, it's my fault, you know, and self blame. And so, like, that's the main stuff I really just want to release.
Okay, so it makes sense why work is the thing. Work is like your safe space. Work is where you are seen, you are heard, you are appreciated. That's where that's the thing, right? This is like the one place where you're doing a thing, it is being seen, it is like it's an immediate give and take, right? Even if you're doing the thing and you look and you're like, wow, like you're seeing the thing, right? And you're saying that you're really sensitive with others and you feel so deeply and you want to rush to like help them feel better so you can feel better so that the guilt or whatever it is can disappear. But what's stopping you from the ability of being with your kids more is the fact that you're resisting that work is your way of replenishing yourself. So because the word work means I'm doing something bad, I'm not playing, I'm not having fun. I'm right. This is just how we all understand work, even me, like in my head, like work means that I'm ignoring my kids, I'm ignoring my family, I'm ignoring my duties as a human, I'm ignoring all this stuff and I'm busy doing this thing. But now if but that's the language that was given to the word work back then when hardly anyone was working for themselves, when everyone was working 9 to 5 and taking the work back home. That's why in the schooling system they teach the kids to study and then homework, so that when you go in the workforce you're not done at 5. No, you're done at midnight because you take the work home, you stay at work, right? So it's this stupid pattern. It's a lie. But now that you're working on your own and you're working in your passion projects, because you've had several passion projects, this is where you are, this is where you are at home. This is your fun, you know? This is your true fun. So so if you just shifted a little bit to like, give it a different word. Let's give work a different word for you, because it isn't work for you. This is your passion. This is
Passion,
what
like
lights you
creating.
up. It lights you up. It really does, because this is where you start to channel. So any of us, like in all departments of life, whether I do what I do channeling this way, whether you channel in your way, whether somebody else channels as a doctor, as a lawyer, as an accountant, it doesn't matter. But when you get that channeling vibration in, it's very euphoric, because you're connected to something larger than you, like you're connected back to you in such a way, and you're productive and you're receiving, and it has nothing to do with the mental mind, and there is no like to-do list in here. Somehow everything vanishes, everything 3D goes very small, and you're in this other wonderland place, right? And it feels really good. So it's like how can we come to terms with being okay with that? Because the work world is talking about the 9 to 5 jobs that really are 9 to 12, 9 to 11 p.m. But this isn't the same. So you can do all that and have your kids too. But the more you resist, like, oh, I can't, you can't. Well, how can you let go of something you love? It's very, very hard, right? Because it's giving you. That's the one place you are able to completely receive without any resistance at all. Right? So you're receiving the highest realms of guidance in that point. So this for you is your break. It's your fresh air. It's your meditation. It's where you're channeling. It's where you're transmissioning. It's where you're connected to something higher than you. It's where you're communicating with this other being, maybe your guides, maybe something. Somehow you're connecting to something, right? So to guilt yourself for it, it shames you out of it every time. If you stop guilting yourself for it, and you know that this is your thing, what happens is you're going to have more time with your kids. It's because you're going to stop fighting against it and thinking you're a bad mom or you're missing. I know exactly what you're saying. Like I have the same thoughts all the time. Oh my God, they're 9 once. She's 11 once. I need that time with them. And yet, there are parts that if your passion project, your career is the thing that lights you up, you need to be fulfilled that way. Right. So is there a way that is there a word that maybe resonates with you better than work?
Maybe, I
Or
mean,
you,
create. Maybe that is how I play. And in my head, it's like, no, when I'm playing, I've got to be jumping on the tramp because I do have a lot of energy. So it's like, I'm not playing. No, I need to be playing. Why am I not playing? Why am I not jumping on the tramp or doing these things? Well, maybe I did like that as a kid. Maybe I don't like that as much as an adult because my body's changed and shifted. But yet I still feel like, but I did it before. And I am like, so I don't know if there's some confusion there of judging the way that I play. And so I am actually playing, but I'm not giving myself the credit of seeing that by me creating with a partner, that like I can bounce ideas off and can hear me and resonate and like let me know, yeah, that is a good idea. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like it reminds me of stuff that I can't maybe give to myself or tell myself. So it helps to have that back and forth. And then plus the idea gets even better. I'll have a good idea and then partner will have a good idea. And it's just like we go like this until it's like, that's it. That's the thing. And it just resonates. It's alignment. It's like, yes. And it's like, I can't do that on my own all the time. Like this is why I love a partner. So anyways, yeah, maybe there's judgment there with it. Maybe this is how I play or create or I don't know, something like that.
this is how you connect.
Yeah.
This is how you plug yourself back into the divine wisdom, right? So call it play, call it, what did you say? You used
Just
the word
create or play.
create,
How I
create, play. You know what? I feel that the word play for you is better. So play is work, play is creation. And play with your kids. It doesn't, you don't have to play their way, but you can play with them, or you could just give them or you can delight yourself by observing them because you want that memory in your system. So, so work isn't work anymore. It's actually play. I'm channeling. I am connecting. I'm in a state of receiving, like something that works for you, that once you're doing it, all guilt disappears because it's a positive aspect. We're not using the same word. So play, receive,
Yeah, receive
channel.
has been definitely a big word. Just really fully trying to just receive to the depths of that I'm able to receive. So this is new. It's like I want to see how much can I allow my heart to receive? How much joy? And it's like I want to like push those boundaries of like, okay, I've never allowed myself heart to open up to really receive in a big way because it's like I sabotage it or I block it or I'm afraid or fears or whatever it is. But the truth is I haven't allowed myself to go deep into the heart space of how deep that can go. And I want to. I want to release all blockages, all fears, any resistance, and just fully trust that I have enough wisdom, knowledge, experiences in my life that no, I freaking got myself. Run around with my heart wide open and or, however that is, just be able to feel to receive all the good. But no, my intuition is so good that it will block if I need to protect myself, I will know how and when to do it. But I don't have to live in the fear energy of blocking it before, but then I'm not receiving. I don't want any of that in my space. So I
Okay.
want
So,
trust, self-trust, receive, self-love.
okay, self-trust. Yes, which is the opposite of doubt when your throat does this thing. Okay. So with work, so what we're doing now is the things that actually light you up in life, to stop putting them in a category of I shouldn't be this way, right? And then that judgmental aspect that comes and whispers, you're missing out on your kids. Oh my God, look at you, you know? And then you're gonna, because everyone we meet when they're older, they're like, oh, I regret that I didn't spend time or I wasn't available. So you believe what you're doing is making you unavailable to those moments, but it isn't true. It's a lie.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So playing for you is a state of receiving. Okay. So when you are working, you are actually in a place of receiving. The reason you don't stop is because there's guilt attached there. You'll easily stop and be with your kids when you don't have any guilt attachment. It's upside down. So if I'm if you have an attachment to guilt about it, for some reason we do more what we're guilty about. The minute you release guilt from the thing, now it's just a thing. It's attached to nothing. It's just, hey, it's lighting me up. You know, what's better than me lit up? Even my kids benefit when I'm lit up. Everyone benefits when I'm lit up. But it isn't taking me away from my kids, isn't taking me away from my partner, isn't taking me away from let's have fun with friends. It isn't, because it comes in shots. Right? And you're very good at saying, okay, my brain is too much. Now I'm taking a break. Like, you know, you're very attuned to yourself, you know, but you're in a receiving mode. And when guilt disappears from there, which we can just release now, how can we release guilt? Okay, I just heard it's already been released because you've shifted the perception of it to receiving. Did you feel shifted about it? That this is how you're connecting with higher self and divinity?
Yeah, like my body feels lighter. Like, ah, oh, good. I don't have to carry that like limiting belief that wasn't serving, it wasn't helping, it wasn't protecting, it literally wasn't doing anything besides just like getting in the way of me being me.
It was just shitting all over you, basically. It's like, right, it was
Yeah.
making you feel caca poo poo about yourself.
Yeah, like I don't even allow myself to like fully receive myself and enjoy like these beautiful things. It's like I block myself from seeing. I can see it in others. I allow myself to see it in others, And it's like I can see it more through them. And that's why different people, it's like, oh, I can give them so much praise and like put them on this pedestal, put them on cloud nine, because it's like, oh, it's like it's like I'm able to allow myself to see it through them, probably what they're radiating or back to me, but I can't like, I don't allow myself to like receive it. So it feels good at least giving it to them and then seeing them light up, because it's like at least I can feel the satisfaction. That's the closest I think I can allow myself to feel the satisfaction, is giving it to them and seeing, oh, I made a difference that way. Because it's like I can't give it to myself, and I want to give it to myself. Oh, that hit a nerve.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Getting to the core of
Mm.
what's going on. And I don't want to do that to myself anymore. I'm sick of being so cruel to myself. You know, not realizing it or not know having to break it, or just naturally going into this cruelty pattern. Like, I don't want that to be my default pattern anymore. That's not okay. Because I don't do that to anybody else. And I allow people to be really rude to me. Not anymore. Not with that pattern, I'm not. But I have allowed people to be really cruel, really people close to me to say things and get away from with things. And because I allowed it, I think then they like believed it too. And it just reinforced their truth that, oh, I can say these things. I can talk down on this person. I can do this. Like, I'm enabling and crippling people around me as I'm like allowing them to just put this on me, and I just like take it because I'm like, I don't want to make it worse. I don't want to cause more on, I don't know what it is. Super dysfunctional. I want it to go.
I like the word crippling. So you were saying crippling others, which is very interesting because I'm starting to see a pattern where when you speak about how others are feeling, it's really about you.
Yeah.
Right? But it's easier to do that for you, right? So it's crippling. What I do cripples others. Actually, it's crippling you,
Yeah,
right? But it's hard
absolutely.
for you to feel you.
Yeah. I've been so
That's
disconnected from me. So yeah, I'm like, everything's just trying to come back home to me. How do I come back home to me in a healthy way and exist in this world that I don't feel like I was fully knowing how to exist within my own body? So this, yeah, I want to figure this out.
I don't allow myself to see it in myself. That was such a powerful sentence you said. I don't allow myself to see it in myself. Okay, so what stops you from allowing you to see it within yourself? You don't allow yourself to see yourself. What's scary about seeing yourself? What are you worried about?
I don't even know. That's the thing that's crazy about it, because it's like I have enough feedback from those around me of just like people giving me so much love and like, you are amazing, Melinda. And like, it's because of you, like your love and your heart and like what I give to them. It's like I have the words of affirmation. I have so many friends that are close to me. I have, when I connect with someone, it's like I stay connected with them. I don't burn bridges. I don't lose people unless they're the toxic ones, which I'm allowing. I'm like, fine, it's not worth it. Or I used to carry them. So I don't even know. Like, there's no reason to. I'm amazing. I'm loving. I'm pure heart. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm fun. Like, I'm like the full package, the freaking unicorn. Like, you're not going to replace me,
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like my head like knows this, but why can't my heart just like fully receive it and just like exist in that space? I don't know.
What's the heart scared of? What will happen if you do allow yourself to see yourself? What's the consequence?
Sometimes I tap into like how powerful I am and the effect that I have, and it's like maybe it scares me because there's just so much tied to like being powerful, and like there's so many people that like just get so consumed with it, and like then they go into their ego head, or it's about they shift and it's about money, and like or they start to get the money and then they get obsessed with it and that's all they want. Like I don't know if I'm just afraid of like but it's like I know I'm not going to change. I do trust my heart. It's like I don't freaking care about money. I care about like making a difference in the world, like showing what love can be, like being the example, embodying it, just being it, and just without having to try. I don't want to have to like try and put energy. I don't want to have to jump through hoops. I just want to be me. Like even on social media stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, can I just find a font that's cute that day and do that one? Or do I have to, oh, this one's been proved and tracked? It's like so much mental game to try to like figure out how to be like successful or make it work or to actually make a difference. Like there's confusion there and it's like just too much. It's just like, ugh, I don't want to do it. I just want to be real. I just want to be authentic. I just want to be me, however I am me, and just figure out how to express it and like let people see that and then choose in if they want. I don't know. There's just a lot of mental confusion and fears of powerful and
So
like really
interesting.
going big. And it's like, so I
You're
feel like I'm probably blocking myself somehow. And I don't want to do that.
okay. We'll go back to the question now. This has nothing to do with the question. So something's dodging the question away. Right. I was like,
Sounds about right. Oh, this is
this is
this is showing
how do we
why
get
I
into
struggle.
money? That's so weird. So everything's like, wait, we don't have to answer that. We don't want you to see the thing. So I'm going to ask you again and let's see. Let's just see. We're just seeing. Okay. What are the consequences of you allowing yourself to see you?
Oh gosh. Okay.
What are the consequences of you allowing yourself to see you?
Don't call me out on my squirreling. You're just supposed to go with it. And let me sidetrack. Okay, this is good. Oh, oh man. Okay, consequences of me.
Allowing yourself to see you. Because all that thing was all about how others and what you want to do for others and how others see you and if they can
Oh
just
my
let
god,
me be. Right?
I always do that. I do that. I like. I can't not go into like
Because you don't know
making
yourself
everything.
without others. You don't know what that
Oh, I know.
is. That's okay. Most of the world is like that. None of us know ourselves without others because we needed our parents to tell us who we were. We came here, we're like, oh, I'm supposed to have fun on this planet. I'm a soul having a human experience. And the parents like, no, you're not. You're going to listen to my rules and comply with so now all of a sudden you don't know who you are unless somebody mirrors that to you. Right. So don't allow myself to see myself. What are the consequences of you seeing yourself? Good. I love
I
that you're
don't know.
crying.
She's like, I don't know why I'm so like I'm. Oh no! Like, why does it scare me? Why does it scare me? I'm afraid of like how how big I really am. What difference I can make? What can I don't be. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I've like never, I feel like I've just I don't know if I've just ever really done it before, or I don't remember when I've had. Like it's the fear of the unknown that's really nothing. Fear of the fear. There's nothing.
Okay. So let's take it from this angle. What is the self? Yourself. When you say I don't allow myself to see myself, what is that self? Who are you speaking about? How does she look like? Who is she? What is she? Who is the myself that you don't allow yourself to see? Maybe she's a version of you. Maybe she's the all of you. Who is she? You keep saying powerful. So let's just say one of them is powerful being. Okay. Okay. We'll take it just easy and
Why does this make me so uncomfortable? Like, talk about myself or to like talk about my heart or what that is what I am. It's just like, I don't know. It gets me so anxious. I don't know.
Mel, I'm going to ask you a question. How old are you? The one who's crying, how old are you?
I feel little.
Okay.
I feel 6 or something.
Okay, 6. All right. Wait, why is it scary, sweetheart? Why are you crying?
I'm afraid I'm not gonna be loved for just me. My heart just being enough, just wanting to just connect heart to heart without money, without things, without to dos, without work, without responsibilities, with all those excuses and distractions. Like, it's just me, my existence. I just don't know if my just existence is enough. And I just want to exist. However I exist, and I want to be received. How I exist, how I speak, how I share what I think. And I don't want to convince people and try to talk them into wanting to get to know me. I want them just to like, just gosh, just love like how I think and how I work and how I process and like want to ask questions about me, not about like what I do and the to-dos and the labels and the titles, to just like, gosh, how do you feel? Like, what lights you up? Like just get to know my heart and connect and get to know somebody else's heart and what makes them sad, what makes them happy, what is their passion, what lights them up, what they get excited about, like the real stuff. That's what I care about. I don't care about, wow, cool, you have a title. Wow, you have work at this job. Like, cool, anyone can learn skill set. Like, I want to know like your freaking heart. Can you share your heart with me? I just want to connect heart to heart with people without having to take medicines or jump through hoops, or I just want to exist that way.
So why don't you allow yourself to see yourself?
I think just for so long I've been living out of other people's eyes close to me, mom, parents, whatever. Since it wasn't reflected back, that I just doubted myself because I felt like it was so easy. It was so easy. I was such an easy kid. I just did everything and like if I'm that easy until I got into the teenage years and I started rebelling because I was like, forget I had no connection. It's hard when I feel like you're in your mother's belly in her womb, literally attached to her. All of her feelings, food, energy is going through this tube cord right to me. Like all of the energy is going straight to me. And then all of a sudden I'm born, you cut the cord, and then somehow I'm supposed to just know, oh, I'm my own separate being. Oh, mom getting mad. Oh, that has nothing to do with me. That's her stuff. What the hell, dude? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not shown that. So for me to be able to like know how to connect with myself when the world's just coming, hitting you with making me feel like, no, that's a lie. It's wrong. You know, I'm like, happy. And it's like, get out of my way. You're irritating me. Oh my gosh, you disturb me. I'm writing, I'm working, I'm doing this. It's like literally I'm coming with my heart, just happy and easy, not even being difficult. And you reject me? When I'm like the easy, happiest, loving, I'm coming to connect with you with my heart, and that's pissing you off? Hell no, am I going to come to you when I have actual burdens or pain or hurt? You think I'm going to come to you then? And you weren't a safe space for me to go to when I'm like happy and I can't even share my happy, nice, playful stuff. You can't handle it. It's too much. Like, then I don't even know, like, with the people closest to me around me, like, they can't even handle that, like, so I don't n know how to get it myself or give it
Okay.
to myself.
So I heard, so the consequences are rejection. I'll be too much. So these are your consequences. I'm irritating.
I'm what?
I'm irritating is a belief. I am too much is a belief. Consequence of me being allowing myself to see myself. If you see yourself as I'm irritating and I'm too much, that's the self you're trying to avoid. The consequence is I'm going to be rejected. So the reason you're not allowing yourself to see yourself is because in your mind, you just said it all, even as a child, when your 60-year-old self came online, it's all the same thing. I'm too much. I'm irritating. I don't. I am afraid not to be loved for just being me. So there's something wrong with me. I have to do things. Only my existence isn't good enough. How I speak is not good enough. How I share is not good enough. You know. So the version of you that you're scared to see is the version that you've been taming. You've been ashamed of, right? Which is in your mind, I'm too much. I'm not good enough. I'm irritating. Um, Nobody likes to listen to me. I'm not, just me existing is not enough. I have to do so much to get praise, right? So it's this version of you, and obviously she's 6, that's just like, well, that's who I truly am, and I don't want to see her. Okay. So your true essence is none of this stuff. Your true essence is the opposite of all these beliefs that were poured on you, which is I know, and I know you say them logically, you know them logically, but it doesn't go past your head. You don't know it in your being. You don't know it in your being, right? So when I'm kind, I'm rejected. When I'm excited, I'm rejected. When I'm sad, I'm rejected, right? When I'm easy, I'm rejected. But these are all the qualities that are me. These are me. These are the self, right? This is the self of me. But this self of me has caused so much pain. So I won't allow myself to see myself because I can't be her. Even though logically I have the traits and I'm like, I wonder why people don't like it. But the belief, the truth is, being that me really was painful. And so you don't know how to manage still wanting to be that kind and giving, which you are doing, you know, but you're doing it in anticipation of the consequence, which always shows up, right? He's not going to listen to me. He's going to put me down. I'm going to be rejected right now because when I do this, an act of kindness, I'm rejected, right? When I overflow with joy, I'm rejected, right? So that's the version of you I don't allow myself to see myself. That's the version of you that you refuse to see. That's the self that you've rejected. Even though you praise her a lot, you say the right things, you know the qualities you have, but these qualities you say out to the world, so you're not even proud of them. Oh, this is interesting. So they're not qualities that you yourself are proud of and stick by. They're the quality traits that you're like throwing out, like spaghetti when you're cooking it and you're throwing to see where does it stick? Will people say, yeah, it's true? Can I hear it from others that, yeah, what I believe about myself to be true, is it true? Okay, but nobody's saying it's true. Right? They're saying, oh, you're so kind, but you're not receiving that thing you really desire, right? It's because you're refusing to see it. You believe these are the reason for all your pain. So you keep repeating, I just want to exist. Can I just exist and be enough? Just my existence being enough. but I'm kind, without the laundry list that you have of why should people be nice to me? But I'm kind and I'm open heart and I'm loving and I'm, and I do all this and I do for everyone. Hello, anybody. Me, but I do all this stuff for you. Can you love me? And it's just an echo back of, can you love me? Right? An echo back to you, like, can you love me with these traits? Right? But it's like you don't believe them. You're wanting to hear. And no matter how much you hear from the outside, which you have heard, which you shared that you have, it doesn't stick. Because then your mind comes in and says, wait a minute, they don't live with you. Oh, they're not married to you. Oh, they're not with you. If they spend like a month with you in the house, they're going to see the true you. They're going to reject you, right? So that's the fear, right? So of
And
course I
then
won't allow
other
myself
people's
to.
words, people's close to me words that know me the most that have said that use that against me. And then say, I'm just never gonna be enough for you. And it's like, what? And no one's ever gonna be enough for you. And those closest to you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have all these people, amazing women surrounding me. And it's like, well, but they're not the closest ones to you. And it's like, why would you say that? My insecurities, and like I'm vulnerable, so I'll share, oh hey, this person said this, and then all of a sudden it's like they use that as ammo to just not look at their own stuff. And I'm like,
Sweetheart, it's not to not look at their own stuff. It's just being mean. Let's not dissect everyone's actions. It's just mean, right? You give too much, like, oh, but because of their history, or whoever it is, it doesn't even matter. Like, even if your kid tells you something like that, you're like, oh, because don't go into analyzing anyone and why they do the crap they do. Okay? You got to start calling it out. It's crap. It's unacceptable. And I'm not going to give you an excuse for your bad behavior, even in my own head, because that's how you become okay with things. What is it called when there's always a disclaimer with you. So you say the thing and then there's a disclaimer, right? That's because they're projecting on me. That's because of their childhood. That's because of no, it's shit. Full stop.
because I freaking protect everybody but
At
myself.
least
I
with
protect
yourself.
everyone but myself.
At least with yourself. You must say the truth. You must call it out without a disclaimer. Just the thing. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means nothing at all. It simply means I'm calling it out so I can hear that this is wrong. But the minute I give a disclaimer for bad people's behavior, which is their responsibility, and it's extremely rude, and they are not permitted to speak that way to even to any being on this planet. I can call it out and be like, that was mean. That was uncalled for. That was cruel. That was not fair. You need to call it out for you. You need to call it out for you. That's how you have your back.
Yeah.
Between you and you in the car, between you and you in the closet, between you and you in the bathroom, even in front of them if you like. I don't care. As long as you call it out for you. It is mean. No disclaimer. No excuse. No, yeah, but
Oh, I do that so much. I justify people's shitty behavior.
so much, so much, so
Oh,
much.
I'm so sick of that. That is so suffocating to just always trying to figure out, oh, well, this is why, and this is this, and this is this, just so they don't allow them to look at their own stuff because I don't want them to be uncomfortable. I literally would rather make myself uncomfortable. I've done this my whole life. And I would even say I would rather didn't even want to have boyfriends growing up because I'd like get sick of them after a month and I'm just like I'd hurt their feelings because they would be in love with me or interested in me and then I would just be like, oh my gosh, and then I'd get sick of them and I'm like, okay, I have this pattern. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. So I would rather not get in a relationship that maybe I would like because I go in this pattern and I'm like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And so I might as well just not be in relationships. And so then it's like I block I literally block me being able to enjoy experiences that I would want because I don't want to risk hurting them. That's how much I put myself back burner. So sick of it.
And the only way to stop that, sweetheart, is when you can call it out for you. I've tried it with myself where I'm in the car, like my dad does something that's super hurtful, but that's just who he is and what he does. Like I can't do anything about it, no matter how much I've tried to turn blue and purple and still nothing, right? But the dude says the thing, and in the spot I'm reacting, you're going to react the way you always react, right? Where you nervous smile or like, you know, pretend it's a joke or maybe stand up for yourself. It depends what mood and energy you're in. And then to only recognize that once I get in the car, so this has been happening for a few years now, where I've like, oh, so I get in the car and I'm like, that was super mean. That was unacceptable. I do not accept anyone to speak to me this way. I don't care what you're like, I'll tell it to me. And all of a sudden, I'm fine. It's the denial to self that you can't even tell yourself that stuff. Like point final, like in French. Point final. It's the final point, the end result, not the multitude of reasons. Oh, because he's in a bad mood. Oh, he's very stressed from work. Oh, because blah blah blah. Or she said this because she's had a very tough life. Or she's got winter blues. Or he's got I don't know what. The bad behavior is bad behavior. Bad
Yeah.
behavior is bad behavior. Simple. It's full stop. What did that behavior make me feel? Do I accept it or not? I don't. Will I find an excuse in my mind so that I can coexist with it, so I can know how to manage it, so I can be okay with it, so I don't have to confront? You don't have to confront anyone, but you must confront yourself. Like it
Yeah.
really doesn't matter. Like how often have you confronted all these people? Has it ever changed? No. But it changes when you confront you. It so changes where you're like, you know what? That's unacceptable. And I have no excuse for that shitty behavior. And I will call it out how I feel like I want to call it out. I can swear about it. I can say just one sentence, or I can just say out loud to myself, you know what? I don't ever accept this kind of behavior. Nope, not me. Between me and me, I have that right to share that with me because there's a me that's really hurting. And I want to stand up for her. And I would tell, hey, that was unacceptable. They're not going to hear it. Nobody's going to care. They're all going to go into their victim pity story. But the most important person in my world is the me inside that is in pain right now because no one is standing up for her and saying, "Hey, I got your back, lady. That was shit."
Yeah. And what I want to do is in the moment, if I'm feeling like, oh, that hurt, I do want to say it to the person in that moment. I don't care what they think or what they say or do. Because the truth is, how I work, okay, this is getting to know Mel. Some people are able to just table stuff, block it, put it aside, whatever. But no, in that moment, if someone says something that's not nice, I do want to say, hey, ow, that really hurts. That is not fair. That's putting a lot on me. You're actually talking for other people right now, saying, I'm not going to be good enough, or no one's going to be good enough for me. Like, that's not fair. How can you talk for that? In fact, it's not true. If you want to say that for yourself, still, that's kind of a rude thing to say. And I don't think that's a kind thing to say. Why would you say that? I'll just never be good enough for you. Like, obviously, I'm with you. I'm still like, I don't know, just, but they can say whatever. But the moment it crosses the line of talking about other people,
That is still too much language. That is still a language of trying to convince somebody they're wrong. You don't want to convince someone they're wrong. You want to speak your truth. That is unacceptable. That hurts my feelings. I can't share anything with you anymore because you're not a safe space. Because that's the truth. All
yeah,
that stuff you're saying is you're trying to still make them the safe space. You're trying to teach them how to become the same safe space. That's not your duty. That's not your job to teach anyone how to be a safe space for you. However, you have the freedom to say, I don't feel safe ever sharing these emotions or my experiences with you ever again. That doesn't feel safe. You really hurt me. That's the
Yeah.
shortest, sweetest, the truth. So as you get to know yourself, you're going to be able to catch your emotions quicker,
Yeah.
right? But instead of the freeze or fight or flight, you're going to be able, you're going to be more aware of them to be able to say them in the moment, but not because there's a pattern of you're used to saying them in the moment to convince someone.
Mm.
It's a different way of speaking unless when I'm confident in, no, that, no, why? I'm not going to convince you at all. There's nothing, I don't have to teach you. I don't have to
Yeah.
convince you. None of that
Mhm.
language is coming in, but that's what you're used to. And that's normal. That's very normal. We're all used to that kind of language because we had to protect self. We were trying to explain and be kind to others, like, this is how you treat me. Just be nice, right? That's not what you want to do
Yeah.
anymore because that is you not allowing yourself to see yourself.
Yeah. So
You're
I
still
just
seeing
say,
them.
don't talk. I just say, I don't like to be talked to that way. That's not fair and that's not okay. I'm not okay with that. That was really rude. Period.
Yes,
Don't talk to me like that again.
yes, very simple. And when you get even deeper into knowing exactly what your emotions are, you're going to be able to even articulate the detail of, I don't feel safe around you. I don't feel safe sharing my truth with you because that was unacceptable. Like you'll really know what it felt unsafe, right? Because that's the true wound. The true wound is, oh my God, I don't feel safe, right? You had your guards down. You thought you were safe to share. And then somebody takes it and just like, you use my stories against me? My pain against me? No, right? And this is where you become closer to self. Because now this matters more than convincing them who they need to be, how they need to hold space for you, how they need to care for you, that they're wrong. You're not bringing anyone up.
Mm.
The most person who needs your presence is you, to have the voice to speak for her. It's like, I'll be your voice. Something hurts, I'm going to keep it tuning and being consciously aware consistently of my feelings so I can articulate it at least to myself. And if the person just happens to be there as I'm articulating it to myself, great, even better. That's the cherry on the cake, right? Because I'm telling it to me. I'm like, oh my God, that was super hurtful. I don't accept to hear this ever again. You're really telling yourself. But that person is just standing there and you're like, that felt really unsafe. I don't know if I can ever trust this person again. I don't know if I can trust you again. Wait a minute. I'm uncomfortable. I'm leaving. Like, so it's basically a self-talk out loud.
I like it.
That's
Make me watch the
isn't
show. Either they're
it?
there or they're not. I don't know. I'm
And
gonna
that
have the show
person's
with
just
me.
like, yeah,
They're like, what is
what you doing?
happening? We talk
Yeah,
processing with herself. Okay. And then she walked
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Oh,
Then
is
she walked in.
that for me or her? I don't know.
She
I don't
took
know
a
what's happening.
decision and left. Yes. So maybe that's an easier way to do it. So it's not about the person. So you're constantly bringing yourself back to Mel. You
Yeah.
hear something hurtful, you feel, oh, how did that feel? Like you're talking to you out loud. That's a person standing there, it's fine because it's exactly the same words you would use with that person.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That feels refreshing. That
Hmm.
feels good. That feels like the only way through this. Really.
Because this is a very good practice to get to know you and to get to like, oh, I'm feeling I'm walking on eggshells. I'm getting a little scared. Oh, I'm starting to self-doubt and worry. I'm choking, I'm choking, I'm choking. How can I release my choking? I'm terrified of their reaction to me, to my essence, to who I am. So I'm choking and I'm terrified. I'm doubting. Okay, who do I need to speak to? The me that's choking,
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm
she,
choking me. Stop
right?
choking.
Yes,
Why am I choking myself? What am I doing?
yes,
Stop, stop.
yes. Like it's not talking to him, her, it, anyone else. They can't do anything. Who's choking? You are. Who's the one that needs to be like, here I am, it's okay, breathe. You know, remember, you're good. I got your back. It's you. So you need to talk to her that's choking. It'll help a lot in the mode of communication because people will matter less. You can't be
Yeah.
hooked energetically onto it, trying to solve it for hours on end.
Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like I've outsourced my power so much, just feeling and trusting, seeing others. And because I could see the gifts in other people, I was like, oh, I think they have this thing figured out. They'll help me. They'll help me. They'll help me see me. They'll teach me what, it's like my expectation. No wonder I'm trying to teach people stuff because I feel like that's how this life is supposed to be. It's like, if I don't know something as a child, it's like someone has to teach me. I don't realize like the power's always been within me. In fact, these people don't know what they're doing. In fact, they're way worse off than you are. You've done more, Mel, you've done more work than probably almost anybody else around you, besides maybe Rain. But but yeah, like I can't. There's no one else that's going to give it to me. They don't freaking know. That's why it's like, gosh, there's so much pain in the world. There's so much pain. There's so much confusion and all this. And people are going in the hamster wheel. They are getting consumed. People that I thought had good heart that I feel like, well, they're starting to get consumed by money and they've switched. And it's like, what? Not them. No. Oh my gosh, they're justifying these behaviors and these things and what they're creating because I don't know. And I'm like, what? And so there's all these fears and it's just like trusting everyone that like, oh, that maybe that is how it is. Oh, maybe if I allow myself to be as powerful as I am, as they did, I am going to switch. I am going to change. And like just not allowing myself to just trust that like freaking Mel, you freaking know you're all heart. You know, you know you don't care about the money. You're so simple. You prove that your 20 years of marriage, your whole life. You don't like hardly buy anything besides a session with Rain and self-care stuff and skincare. Like and then things that I
We need
like to
to
connect
change
with
that. We
people.
need to change that paradigm, Mel.
Which one?
That money paradigm you have. I'm too easy. I'm too easy. That's not even yours. That's generational and it's the collective energy that has been pushed on women. It's not real.
What's not real?
Your money, all what you just said is not real. That needs a complete revamping. It's not yours. It's ancestral. It's the collective brainwashing and manipulation of women. It's not real.
What part's not real? What did I say?
All of it. All of it. All of it. I'm simple. I'm easy. I don't need money. It's just a few things here and there. I don't like it. It's not about that. Not real. Not real. It's a program. And we have to shift it.
Yeah, because the truth is, I do want to make a ton of money, a shit ton of money, like ridiculous amount of money. Because with my heart, the good that I could do, that I could ripple out into the world and make
Yes.
a difference, like need a lot of money to create programs, create like I've got ideas, I've got big ideas that are coming in that like it's like, okay, I hear these are expensive. Creating an app for something like this to connect people, like that takes a lot of money. And I don't want to have to like convince people and try to sell whatever. I just want to freaking be me, having fun, what I'm doing, what we're creating together. And I want it to people to feel it because it's literally all heart. I want to prove this is what I want. I want to prove by what we're creating that like literally completely leading just by the heart that everything else falls in place. Me following my passion, my joy, my love, what makes me happy, what makes me laugh, what's fun to me, that I can live in fun and play and creation every day. And so much money is attached to that without jumping through the hoops, buying all the programs, doing all the things. People will just come into place. They'll just fall into place at the right time. I don't even have to look for them. I don't even have to hardly think about it. It's like, it just comes. And I've tasted that and stuff like that's happened. You coming into my life, a perfect time when other things were starting to crash down. And there you came, planted the seed by you even just speaking and saying, I feel like we're going to create together. I don't know how or what, but I'm just going to say that. And like just you saying that really provided so much like peace where I didn't have to go through hell. So it's like I'm not playing the game of like when is the other shoe going to drop? That people say like, oh, things are going so
Yeah.
good. When's the bad thing going to happen? Like it feels so good to shift past that where it's like, oh, I'm not even in that energy anymore. And it's tested itself so many times that it's just not even there. So it's like I want to release all these other things that are just not
Yes,
serving.
yes, there's a huge money thing to be released
Oh, that
and a
needs to
money
go,
belief.
especially with what we're creating. It's got to go.
Yes, especially with what we're creating and with you. Money, you and money, you, spending on you, not others, not creating, you, spending on Mel. Something is I understand it. I mean, I had that block too, and so many people I speak to have the same thing, right? Because all the people I speak to are the kind, loving givers of the planet, right? So it's the same idea. There's this thing, well, I don't ask for much. I don't want much. I don't want da da da. But no, it's not true. It's like the belief of um I heal people for free. Like if God gave me this gift, I can't ask for money for it. It's that same belief that we've shifted a little bit today, right? Like my grandma, she would like heal everyone in the world, da 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 da, but she doesn't, nobody pays her for it, right? Which is fine. I mean, her husband, of course, spent on her. It's normal, but it's the idea, right? It's the
Yeah.
same thing here that's happening. The idea of something with money that's a big thing that's happening on your end. But for now, because I have to go and we have to finish. So
Yeah.
first of all, so I recorded this, you can rewatch it. First of all, very important. Where is the bone thing? Okay. This is self-doubt. So what you're going to do is you're just going to observe what thoughts show up when this shows up. All you're going to do is have more conscious awareness. That means you are listening to you more, right? So for example, if my left shoulder starts to hurt, I'll pay attention more. Why are you hurting? I'm important. This happens whenever it happens. Oh, I'm important. What would you like to say? What are you bringing my awareness to? Am I having self-doubt right now? Like anxiety for me is showing me that something, right? This for you is showing you self-doubt. I can't trust myself. There's hesitation. You're guessing, second guessing yourself. Can I really do it? Can I not? There's something happening. You just want to be more aware of the language because this is speaking to you. A part of your body is trying to grab your attention. All you're going to do is be like, oh, here it happens again. Okay, is it self-doubt? Am I feeling that right now? What am I doubting? Am I scared? What am I scared of? Right? You're just going to question yourself and it's going to feel heard. Okay. And it's going to be less where you're projecting like, oh, he wakes up this way. They wake up this way. They do this. You're going to be more invested here. Okay. Which is where we want to bring you more invested here. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
So
nice.
that's how the throat is helping. It's getting you more invested in yourself. It's
Okay.
been
Oh,
trying.
the
It's been
gift.
trying. It's been
The
trying
gift.
for years. Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. And um wait, where is it? Oh, don't allow myself to see myself. I choose to see myself. I choose to give myself the freedom to see myself. It's like you want to space it out as much as possible so there isn't any freak show about it. It's like, I'm choosing to experience trying, not trying, I'm choosing to experience being able to see myself. So you're going to stretch it out a little bit so there's no resistance on your end. Like, I have to do it. Oh my God, I haven't done it again this time. Right? It's like a momentary choice to experience it, which is fleeting moments, right? Of seeing myself. Okay, just this gentle like background thing. And yeah, and that's it. And don't forget that you're going to self-console every single time. How is this making me feel? I don't feel safe. I don't feel loved. I feel ignored. I feel this. Whatever I feel this way. And you're just going to speak it out loud. Whether there's someone in the room or not, maybe that's for you is even better than just I have to go to the bathroom and say it. You know?
Yeah, I like it.
What's happening there?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just like acknowledging that this, yeah, like this is something that I really need to do. I need to vocalize it in the moment. That's how I work. That works the best for me. That allows me to let it go so I don't carry it, so it doesn't brew and go bigger. So my mind won't go into the mind of making it worse. It literally is just like, it just needs to be acknowledged. I need to
Yes.
validate myself in the moment. And so I have to
Yes.
say it right then. Like you said, if it's around someone or if it's not, I need to and practice saying it out loud so it's not in my body. Like I need all of it. I need it in my
Yeah.
mind, my body, but also vocalizing it and speaking it because if it is alone, I need to be able to practice so I can say it around other people because people need to know that it's not okay. Because so many people don't use their voice and they deal with it, and I have too, and it's not fair. It's like it's not fair for me to do that, and it's not fair for them to get away
Mel?
with it.
No, stop. Again, it's about other people. No. See, that's the pattern. It's never about you. It's like, okay, I have the thing I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it for others. So others can feel better. So others can open their voice. It's no more about anybody. It's
Okay.
not about anybody. They don't need to hear shit.
Okay. Just me.
It's you. Okay. I need you to wear like one of your magical things. Wear one of your magical necklaces or a bracelet that you can always touch and remember. Oh, I'm not teaching anyone. I'm not here to help people. It's right now, it's me. I'm doing it for me. This isn't to encourage others to open their throat chakra or nothing. This isn't they need to know exactly. No, it has nothing to do with them. It's for me. I want to hear me. I want to acknowledge me. I want to validate me in the moment. I want to teach myself how to say it in the moment, regardless who's in front of me. It could be my dog that's hearing me. He's not going to learn anything, but I'm still going to say it. Did you notice what you just did? Immediately became about everybody else.
Freaking pattern. Ugh.
So just notice it. It's so delightful when you start noticing it.
Yeah.
And it's okay for now to do it for you. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It's not,
Okay.
you're not a bad person. You have every freedom to do it. I give you permission to do it. You know, spend the next 10 days doing it just for you. You've done it for 30 years for others. I'm only 40 years for others. I'm giving you only 10 days for you.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Good
Okay.
reminder to end on.
Yes.
Apparently, I need those reminders. Keep reminding me.
I will always remind you, love.
When I pop out, like stop. Don't worry about them. They got themselves. They need to figure themselves
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Ah, thank you.
I love you,
Good.
sweetheart.
I
Yeah.
love you. So
I'll
good.
see you tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right. Okay.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
I love you.